Carter Myers. This is another episode of Two Dogs on a Leash. Today we have an Oxford soccer player, Will Nordstrom. So I know sports can be super impactful on young athletes' lives. How has soccer kind of shaped you, and what's been the experience from playing since you were really little to now playing as a senior in high school?
I'd say on the physical aspect, it really has just kept me in shape, just kept me going through a lot of stuff. Anytime I'm down, just get soccer, just go out and hit the ball around. Mentally, just like that sense of brotherhood. You're out there with 11 guys, just a bunch of good friends, good buddies, a bunch of good times. So it's probably how it shaped me, just made me a better person, honestly.
And have you built your relationship with your teammates from a long period of time, and how long have you been playing with them, and what's that relationship kind of like?
So mainly I didn't play soccer in middle school. For the school I played club soccer, and so I was playing up in Memphis at the time. So a lot of the guys that I'm playing with now, honestly, I didn't really know as well back then because I didn't play on the middle school team. And so since probably freshman years when I really started building these relationships with these guys, and then I ended up playing club with a lot of these guys. So we were just together all the time, basically. A lot of weekends together, so
and
hanging out.
What's it kind of like? I know a lot of baseball players do this, and especially a lot of soccer players do this, but they travel all around, kind of in the state or out of state for soccer. What's that been like for club and any other times that you've kind of traveled for soccer?
So growing up, obviously, it was a really fun time, just getting to go see places, just play against really good competition. But then I'd say probably like this year, I knew I was going to go play soccer after high school. And so it kind of took up a lot of my weekends where, I'd rather be at the Ole Miss games, I'd rather be hanging out with people. But, I don't regret any of it. It's always a good time either way. So
balancing that aspect of kind of, having those experiences at Ole Miss or having those experiences outside of soccer, what's it been kind of like to balance your social life and your soccer or athletic career?
It takes a lot of discipline. I know a lot of kids that have skipped out just to go hang out, but you just got to kind of stick to it. I never regret obviously going or staying and playing and going out and to like out of town, even on weekends where I'd rather be here. Because at the end of the day, it just keeps me level-headed. It doesn't let me get too far out. Just reels me back in, and obviously high school season now, going out and playing club was like really good for me. Just like keeping my development up, even when we weren't practicing for high school, all that, just keeping me in shape. So.
What's this new facility been like for you? Because, the soccer field in the past has obviously just been on the football field, but having your own kind of space, and now especially it being so nice, what's it been like for you to see that?
Obviously, it's a great thing. We're the only school right now with a designated soccer field in the state, full size, full everything. I say it comes with a lot of advantages at home, gives us great home field advantage. But I think it kind of affects us on the road too, because we're going these we're playing on football fields, we're playing on these smaller practice fields where it's a lot tighter, it's a lot smaller. And so it kind of does affect us on the road a little bit. So our play style is much more suited for our field. Yeah. So we have a lot more success at our field. But, it's a great thing. It's super nice. I'm super grateful for that.
I feel like I kind of have to ask about this, but where did the name The Jug originate from, if you could kind of tell us?
So play style is much more suited for our field. Yeah. So we have a lot more success at our field. But, it's a great thing. It's super nice. I'm super grateful for that.
I feel like I kind of have to ask about this, but where did the name The Jug originate from, if you could kind of tell us a little bit?
It started my sophomore year. Some of the seniors, I don't know why they started. I don't even remember exactly why it happened, but we just had this jug. And for some reason, everyone just started putting, a bunch of random stuff in there. And it was just, and it turned out to be this nasty, jug. But it was kind of like a big joke on our team. We kept it in a locker room. And, we just get stuff, we just put, random stuff in there. We kind of just kept it going for the past couple of years. And then we brought it over. I'll never forget, we had a freshman had to carry it. We lost the top, so he was carrying this nasty jug with the draw. I think some of it spilled on him. It was disgusting. But it's kind of like a little, a little hazing thing. We'll make every kid sniff it before they have to get it on the team. It's kind of just a joke we have. But I never really get around it. I don't really ever mess with it. It's bad. But
what was the experience like last year going to North Half, almost going to state, with that group of seniors like?
Honestly, that team was something special, and I'll say it every time. That was probably that whole season. It's probably just one of the most fun periods of my life, just because it was just such a good team and such good guys that every day was just fun at practice or every game, like, especially since we were that good at the time. Like, every game was just like fun. It was like good confidence was building. Like, we would mess around, just joke around, and obviously, we didn't make it all the way. I still think we should have, but a lot of those guys I still talk to this day. They still come out and support us. So it really was like a big brotherhood out there. No, there was never any like quarrels or any like arguments. It was just always just fun.
I feel like every senior kind of has that responsibility, like you're talking about, to be kind of that leadership figure. Have you kind of felt that pressure this year at all?
At first, I was worried about that, but kind of getting into it, it's just like, it's fun, I get to just goof around with like the younger guys, but at the same time, I do like to keep it serious, and don't let people, take it too far when they don't need to, and just like make sure to keep these younger guys in check.
How is most of your practices kind of scheduled, and how does it kind of look like for you? I mean, you've obviously been doing this for, 4 years now?
Yeah.
And how has that process kind of evolved?
So, I mean, obviously with like schedule changing and stuff, our times have, it's switched up. But I mean, it's about like 2:30 to 5 every day. Luckily now I've senior privilege, so I can have a job before that. So I'll go to school for the first 2 blocks, go to work, then go to practice. If we have a game, obviously we don't practice that day. But I mean, it can be pretty physically taxing on you. I mean, going out there for 2.5 hours a day, going 100%, hopefully every day, as you should. But it can definitely like weigh on you. You'll be sore, and then you got to go out and do the next day. Yeah. It's tiring, but it's all part of the process.
So I know you played winger in the past. What's the transition been like to center back?
So obviously last year we had 3 really good center backs. Coming into this year, coach told me, he said that like we feel like we could use you in the back more than we could use you in the wing. At first I was a little reluctant, Obviously, I don't like to run a lot, which you have to do a lot at winger, but I'm pretty small for a center back, so it was a pretty interesting choice in my opinion. I think he wanted a little bit of speed in the back, and so Aika wasn't going to get that done for us, so I think he told me to get in the back, and it hasn't been terrible. Obviously, like, I don't have to stay as fit, which isn't terrible. I can eat whatever I want now, but I'd say being a smaller guy, it's definitely been is a struggle sometimes, just kind of like going against those bigger strikers, But honestly, like, we have a great back line, and I think I've done my job. I've pulled my weight, so the transition is not what I wanted, but it hasn't been bad either, though, so to be.
And as soccer is like a baseline for all future sports that you could play, would you recommend that for like a kid to start playing soccer? I know I played soccer when I was younger, but feel like soccer, if you continue to play, kind of sets a baseline of, I want to say, conditioning.
Yeah.
You kind of feel the same way?
I 100% agree with that. Obviously, you're out there running around the entire game. There's no breaks. There's none of that. So I'd say as a kid, I want to get your footwork super good for other sports. Like, your conditioning will be good. You're playing with teams, so like, you'll have good teammate. You'll have good like social awareness and all that. So I think like definitely as a kid, young, you should play soccer at least like recreationally. It'll be really good for your body and really good for your growth. So.
We always kind of got to finish with this question, but if you could have one underclassman on the team and one coach on the staff that you have to live on an island with for like 6 months, who are you choosing and why?
All right, so that's a hard choice. A lot of these freshmen are cool guys, or a lot of these underclassmen are cool guys, but I'd pick Sawyer Jones. Sawyer Jones, he's just like, he doesn't really talk a lot. So he would never annoy me. As a coach, I'd definitely pick. I'd pick Coach Winnick. Coach Winnick, I like Coach Winnick a lot. I feel like I could live with Coach Winnick. We can mess around with each other, but yeah, he's a funny guy too. So I think those 2 right there would be my top 2 choices.
All right, thanks so much.
Yeah,
It's been a great interview.